Good morning, Valley Vista students. Today we are going to work through your academic plans. It's super important for your academic planner to be accurate to reflect the classes that you're going to take next year so that course selection goes smoothly so that we can get your schedule right for the very next school year. So the very first thing you're going to do is go ahead and log into your student portal. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to come down to the link that says Academic Plan. So I'm right here where it says Academic Plan. And you're going to click on the Academic Plan. And it's going to bring you to a screen where you have the options of saying in-state, out-of-state, and then what type of post-grad plan do you have. So you pick what's right for you, and then you click the Next button. And then it's going to launch your landing page to show you the classes that you're currently enrolled in. So that might be your 9th, 10th, depending on what grade level you are. The classes that you're currently enrolled in. And then the classes that you want to take in the future grade levels. So today, this demonstration is of a current sophomore student that is going to be choosing their classes for 11th grade. So the first thing I want to show you is that, so this student, I'm looking at 11th grade here, and this student has picked their English class, but they haven't done their math yet, which is the next box down, or their science or social studies. There's no other classes chosen. And so for this student, they have picked English 5-6, which is the next English class in the course sequence for English. And then they can go ahead and move on to math. So you'll put in your next math class that's in the sequence. So this student is currently in Algebra 3-4, and they will advance on to pre-calculus next year. So you just do the drop downs and make sure that you have the right levels. Don't mix one semester of honors versus one semester of non-honors. So just be aware of what classes you're dropping into the boxes. Say you make a mistake and you want to take a class off. You'll go ahead and click on the little X next to that course name right here, and it'll drop that class out. So I'll go ahead and put that back in. Remember, you're registering for both semesters of a course. So you have to have English 5 and 6, pre-calculus 1 and 2, or whatever math English levels are appropriate for you. And now let's go ahead, and the next part is the science class. So you choose your appropriate science class. Make sure you're talking to your current science teacher about what class is right for you when you're doing this. So for this student is going to take physics next year. So they are indicating physics 1 and 2 in their course plan. And then the next row is for social studies. So the student is currently in world history, and we're going to add USAZ history to their course plan. So go ahead and drop those in there. Now, oops, I made a mistake. I registered for one semester of regular USAZ history and one semester for AP. So those two, they don't match, so I have to go in and make sure I put in the right semesters of stuff. Okay, so now I fixed it. So now there's one semester of USAZ History 1 and one semester of USAZ History 2. This student is not going to take a PE class next year, so we can just skip that. And you can see my tally up here. Right now I have a total of 4 out of 6 classes scheduled. So I have an English, I have a math, I have a science and a social studies, because remember, this student is going to be a junior. And then I continue on, and this student is going to continue in their culinary program. They took culinary their freshman year, and so they have decided to take culinary 3-4. So I gotta find it. You gotta kind of scroll through and find those culinary appropriate classes, or whether it's sports medicine or graphic design, whatever you wanna do as a student for your elective. So let me find that here. So I've got both semesters, consecutive semesters, culinary 3 and 4. And then my 6th class, this student is currently in Spanish, and they are going to continue on in Spanish. So I can scroll down and find the right level of Spanish, Spanish 3 and 4. And let me find that. There it is. Sometimes it's hard to see, so you want to make sure you're picking the right semesters. So when I look up at the top where it says grade 11, it's going to tell me I have 6 out of 6, which means I have 6 classes in my academic planner earning 6 credits. And then I want to make sure I come up to this corner over here and click the save button. Super, super important. Now, I might get a message that says you do not have enough classes to meet graduation requirements, but that's because I didn't fill in my 12th grade year. I want you guys just to focus on the very next school year for right now, and so you're gonna click save. So if you're happy with it, you can continue on to build your academic plan. So for this student, they could continue on and do English 7 and so forth, English 8, and then their math and so on and so forth if they wanted to continue on to build their academic plan. But it's so important to make sure you're saving as you go along so it saves the work. Another trick to the trade here is if you go to the box and you don't want to scroll but you want to find a specific math class. So say the student wants to take financial math their senior year, I could type FIN in the box and it would bring up just the financial math classes. So now I've added their English class for their senior year, their math class. They've met all the science requirements, so they don't need to take science their senior year. They do have to take social studies their senior year, and most students choose to, they'll have to take government. So you can type in GOV and it'll drop down American and AZ government. And then they also have to take economics. So it'll bring up principles of economics. And then they've got one elective that they have to take. And for this student, they are going to choose to continue in the culinary program. And it's going to be culinary 5-6. And I'm just typing CUL to bring up the culinary. And then again, I go back up to the save button and I click save. Okay? So make sure that you are talking with your parents and you go through the academic planning process with your parents. Make sure you connect with your counselor. And you want to make sure that you have all of this done over the next couple of weeks, because once course selection and academic planning closes out December 20th, which is our last day of school, last day of the semester, then these will roll into course selection for us to verify in January. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck.